Hey everyone, it's Mojaxx back in the DJcity UK lab. Today we are looking at the DJM-V10 LF from Pioneer DJ, which on the one hand is a brand new mixer, and on the other hand, it isn't. Let's get into it. The first thing to make clear is that, aside from the faders, the DJM-V10 LF is the DJM-V10. Call it a variant, call it a remix, call it what you will, it's the same mixer with different faders. It's a concept which is certainly not without precedent in the DJ mixer market. Brands like Allen & Heath, Master Sounds and Formula Sound have all offered mixers with rotary or line fader options, and Pioneer DJ have themselves offered optional rotary kits for some of their mixers in the past. The DJM-800, 3000 and 1000 all had kits available. With the LF, of course, we aren't talking rotary, although I'd love to see that myself, but instead the company have removed the crossfader and put in new, longer 60mm line faders compared to 45mm on the regular model. There obviously was a demand for this from a lot of DJs, particularly in the techno scene, and I was actually a little surprised that the regular V10 had a crossfader in the first place, as I guarantee that Pioneer DJ considered going down this path with the first version. However, I'm very glad that they went the way they did. I reviewed the DJM-V10 at some length in an almost 30-minute long video, and my conclusion was that it was the best all-round club mixer on the planet, with the excellent crossfader playing a not insignificant role in that. Certainly for an install mixer, having a crossfader is just logical. When I think about the hatred some mixers have got from my open format DJ friends over the years for just having a bad crossfader, let alone no crossfader at all, making a mainstream club install mixer without one in 2020 would be a little crazy. But that's not to say that the V10 LF is not destined to be loved by many. Some DJs never ever use a crossfader. For them it's purely wasted space, and they will much prefer having the extra length of the line faders on here, allowing them to be even more precise when blending multiple sources. They're very nice faders too. Pioneer DJ haven't provided me with the actual specs of them, but they feel great, with a perfect amount of resistance, enough tension for delicate adjustments, but still able to be slammed quickly if you need to. The same applies for the up faders on the regular DJM-V10 to be honest, but it was even more important for Pioneer DJ to get that feel right on here. The three fader curves have been tweaked to accommodate the extra length and are slightly different from the regular V10. Two are familiar, including the linear option, which is always my preference for upfaders on any mixer. And there is also a new one, which to me feels very reminiscent of the standard curve on the Play Differently Model 1. That makes a lot of sense when you consider that the target market for both that mixer and the LF are basically the same DJs. I do like the fact that the mixer still has a little faceplate left below the bottom of the faders. I'm generally not a fan of faders which go almost to the edge. This setup allows for a comfortable place to rest the heel of your hand on when mixing, and that feels great to me. I really won't spend much time on the rest of the mixer. Everything else truly is identical to the OG V10, so go and watch my review of that. We'll link it down below. To cover it all again would be a waste of my time and yours. A couple of updates to mention though. At the time I reviewed the V10, the CDJ-3000s weren't released, and they've brought with them a couple of integrations with the mixer that I wanted. Firstly, you can use Pro DJ Link to assign the players to any of the 6 channels, increasing flexibility of setup. And secondly, I complained that the mixer settings you've saved in Rekordbox could not be loaded via link, only by plugging a USB drive into the mixer. Well, now with the 3000s, you can load those over the network. Good stuff. Otherwise, there's nothing new to see here with the LF. The mixer sounds phenomenal, easily going toe-to-toe with anything else on the market. The build is completely solid, the industrial design is top-notch, and the effects options just go beyond pretty much everything else out there, both in terms of depth and ease of use. Plus, there are enough pro-quality connections to hook up anything you could ever want to. Both models are still eye-wateringly expensive, with the more niche LF costing $100 more than the regular V10 at just under $3,300. But I just can't deny it. Whenever I get an opportunity to play on a V10 again, there is a part of me which starts to wonder if I should sell off a huge chunk of my mixer collection and maybe a kidney in order to buy one. For me, it would always be the regular model. I'm a crossfader kind of guy, but I can certainly see how the LF being available might push some other DJs over the edge. These really are rather special mixers. So there you go, my take on the DJM-V10 LF from Pioneer DJ. I'm not going to do any further review on this one because there's no need. It's a DJM-V10 with different faders. That is it. They are identical in every other way. They take the same firmware updates. It is the same mixer with a different fader option. But it is worth maybe just revisiting the V10 itself, because it's been a few months since I did my long review on that one, and I've had it back now for a little while. Do I still feel the same? Yes, I still think this is the best all-round club mixer on the planet today, because it's so flexible. You know, sound is fantastic, the build quality is really good, but it just does so much. You've got a great crossfader on there, simple, easy to use beat effects, loads of different input options, and you can go super deep with the send stuff if that is you, if that's your style. So this one is still the best all-rounder. The LF, you know, by definition is not such a great all-rounder. It's a bit more niche, but there are some DJs out there who will absolutely love having these longer faders, no crossfader in their way, and so that will make them very happy indeed, and I'm happy to see options. If you're a venue owner, please don't buy the LF. Please, just for me, don't buy that one. Buy the regular V10, because I guarantee you, anyone who has the DJM-V10 LF on their tech rider, if they turn up and you only give them a regular V10, they're not going to mind that much, I'm sure. Whereas there will be some DJs who use a crossfader when they perform, who turn up and find the LF in the club, they're going to have a hard time with that. So I still think for most purposes, the regular V10, it's the one to go for. It's my jam, absolutely. But yeah, I'm really glad the LF exists as well. Giving people choices can never be a bad thing. Thank you for watching today. Make sure you subscribe for all our future tips, tricks, and product reviews. I'll see you soon.